Hi, Wonder Wives. Welcome back for day 24 of the Wonder Wife Workshop. I'm Nikki Friedman, and today I want to speak with you about our relationship with our in laws and its impact that it has in our marriage and our relationship with our husband. So, first of all, we know in the Torah that there is a commandment for us to respect and honor our mother and our father. And the Talmud goes so far as to say that this also extends to our relationship with our in laws. So, for some of us, we are blessed with a beautiful, loving, open, caring relationship with our in laws. And for others, it's a bit more challenging for many reasons. It could be on our in laws' part, it could be on our part and our own insecurities or our own issues. And so, there are so many different dimensions to this relationship. So, I want to just start by looking at a little vignette. So, you have a newly married couple and the wife, let's call her Sarah, is called up by her mother in law. We can call her Rebecca. And Rebecca says to Sarah, "You know what, sweetie? As a wedding present for you, I would love to buy you your very first dining room set. What do you think about if we go shopping together?" So Sarah's real excited about it. She says, "That's so sweet of you. Thank you." So that Sunday, they head out to the mall and they go into Macy's. They go to the furniture department and they start looking at dining room sets. And right away, Sarah sees something that she loves. It's sleek, it's modern, it's got clean edges, light. She knows she loves it. So she says to her mother in law, "What do you think about this one? I really could envision this in our home together." And her mother in law looks at her and says, "I don't know, it's not really my taste. Maybe you want something a little bit more sophisticated looking. Let's look around. Let's not rush into things." So Sarah says, "Okay." So they keep shopping and looking around. And then Rebecca, the mother in law, says, "Ooh, what about this one? This has a really sleek look to it. I love all the details and the carvings of this natural, deep, dark wood." And Sarah's looking at it and she's like, "It's like really not my taste at all. It's really dark. It has kind of a traditional type of look to it, and I'm going for more of a modern look, and I don't know." But her mother in law persists with it. She says, "This actually looks a lot like the set that we have in our home. And the truth is, your husband, this marriage thing is new to him. For many years, he grew up in our home, at our table, in this type of a dining room. That's maybe more of his comfort. Maybe it would be best, for his sake to go with something like this." Yeah, I know. It's kind of creepy, right? So Sarah's just like, she doesn't know how to respond. I mean, after all, her mother in law is the one who's treating her to this dining room set, and they're new in this relationship with one another. Like, does she speak up? Does she not? And she decides that she says, like, "I don't know, let me think about it. Let's maybe look some more." So they're looking and looking and looking, and it's kind of becoming clear to both of them that they really have different tastes from one another and can't really come to an agreement. So after a few hours, the mother in law just says to Sarah, "You know what, sweetie? Why don't you just pick out something that you like, and I'm happy to write you a check for it. You'll just let me know what you decide and how much it is, and I'm happy to pay for it." And then they drive home. And as soon as Sarah walks through the door, how does she react? She starts bawling to her husband and saying, "That was a disaster. Oh my gosh. Like, we couldn't see eye to eye on anything. Like, I think that she hates me and she doesn't approve of me," and on and on and on. What is the objective reality here? If you were to ask Rebecca what was really going through her mind when she made that comment at the end, this is what she would have said. "I realized in my years of being older and wiser that we don't see eye to eye on this, and that's okay. I'm letting it go. I'm happy to just pay for it and let her pick out whatever she wants." So this whole drama that's going on Sarah's part is all her own issues. And as one of my husband's mentors, who's a fellow therapist with him, a colleague of his, Yolanda Swope, so Dr. Swope says that we all have these buttons that push us in our lives that trigger us. What button was being pushed for Sarah? It was the "I'm not good enough" button. And when that button is pushed for some of us, we are incapable of thinking logically or being able to understand the reality around us and the other person's perspective. So once again, this is just the beginning of our conversation here, but I think number one thing to focus on in our relationship with our in-laws is that so much of the drama and negative feelings that can sometimes go on are our own issues, and sometimes it's the flip side. Sometimes we're totally cool with things, and our in-laws like have their own issues going on, and that's okay. The key is not to take it personally. If this went down in a healthy, balanced way, it would have looked something like this. Rebecca would have said to Sarah, "It looks like we have different tastes. You know what? Honestly, it's your home. Why don't you choose something that you like? It doesn't have to be in my taste, and I'm happy to pay for it." And Sarah would have said, "Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." She wouldn't start this whole, spiraling mindset of what if, what if, what if, what if. It would have been like, you know what, if she's resenting me about it, that's her own issue. That's okay. And if she's happy to pay for it, I get to choose what I want. Great. It's a win-win at the end, right? So much of this is rooted in low self-esteem, which we've spoken about in this class before. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Right now, I've just left it as the relationship between Sarah and her mother-in-law, and we haven't really gotten into yet how this impacts the marriage. So stay tuned for more to come. Thanks.